I feel fine.
Just a little bit. Just a little bit.
Turn me up, Guru.
Hey. Yep, that's good. All right.
You good right here?
Yep.
I can't tell you not to laugh loud because I don't know what I'm gonna say.
I'm gonna just move out the mic.
That gonna be wild as hell. You just gonna turn your head. Okay, you practicing your last one. Okay, you don't laugh like that at all.
Yeah. Yo.
Welcome back to the Mark Our Words podcast. What's good with you, Chen?
Man, life is good.
Why did I point?
Hey.
I don't know what to do with my hands sometimes.
That's okay, man. You know.
But I just wanted to start the podcast off.
Mm-hmm.
Right. This gonna lead into our topic. Unless you got something to share. Do you have something you want to share off your week and stuff like that with something that's on your mind? Because sometimes I can be long-winded, so I just wanted to give you space on your podcast as well to share what's on your mind.
Yeah, man. I'm reading a new book.
Okay. What's the name of the book?
Number Theory, man. It's a good book.
Is it about numbers?
It is about numbers.
For coding?
It could be used for coding.
But it's just in general?
Just in general. Because I learned about number theory during my college days. And I didn't really do well in that class. So I was like, you know what? This is a perfect opportunity to retake the class, but in a book form.
No. Go back to school and like retake it.
Money. This costs $14. But it's been cool so far. A little. They said it's supposed to be easy to read. It ain't that easy.
It's not easy to read. It's kind of boring.
And it isn't boring. It's actually very interesting, but it takes you a while to really comprehend what's going on.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, it's good. Good read.
Well, I'm not reading nothing at the moment.
Yeah,
but
that's okay. Oh, I thought you was going to read the Will Smith joint.
That's Tony's book.
Oh, he hasn't done? He's not done with it?
No, I don't think Tony started. So, shows how interesting that book is. But no, I just wanted to say, and this gonna lead us into our topic.
Okay.
I love my girl.
That's good.
Right? I love my lady. My lady is things that I wanted in a woman, and she's also things I didn't know that I needed for me. You know what I mean? So, but and mind you, I'm gonna put a caveat. I love you, girl, but she's not 100% of everything that I would want in a person, right? I don't think that exists. She's about 80%. There, you see what I did there? 80%. Okay, I thought you'd help me, but she's 80% of what I want, and I'm appreciative of that 80, and because I know that she can't be 100%, it's like, okay, I'm good with 80, but there's that 20 that sometimes I think about that I'm like, it'd be nice to have that 20, but I'm appreciative of the 80. And that lead me to thinking overall, outside of relationships, do we do that like outside of relationships? Like, I think I do that with life, like with everyday life. Like I have water, I have a place to live, I have ways to get around if I need to. But I don't wake up every day like 100% grateful. Some days I wake up like, I
wish I had more.
It would be nice to have a jet.
Wait, what?
A jet. Do you know what a jet is?
Well, why would you want a jet?
Why would anybody want a jet?
To fly to places.
That's why I would want a jet too.
Where are you going?
Where do jets go?
To places.
That's where I would like to go.
What places are these?
Vermont.
You could drive to Vermont.
But you can drive anywhere except, yeah, you.
No, you can't.
Oh, okay.
Can't drive to London.
Okay.
Can't drive to Mali.
But you could take commercial to London. You know what I'm trying to say.
I'm just saying.
Okay.
It makes sense if you was taking a lot of commercial planes to places, and then you was like, let me get a jet instead.
So basically, you was coming at my lack of using commercial planes in general.
I hear you.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
But it leads me to thinking like, yo, why do we miss the 20 when you have the 80?
Why not?
What do you mean, why not?
Who wants just 80%? You could be satisfied with 80%, and it's good to be satisfied. Mm-hmm. You might not need the 20, but why can't you not want the 20?
I don't know. No, it's just like...
Are you wrong for wanting 20? It's like saying, well, I mean, let's do it like this. Right? Okay.
Since we talking about numbers, this episode is sponsored by Number Theory.
Oh yeah, shout out to Number Theory. Man. Shout out to Number Theory. Let's do it like this, right? You put in $1,000 into your bank.
$1,000.
You can go wake up tomorrow morning. You see it's only $800 in there. Mm-hmm. You're not curious about what happened to the 200?
I am. I'm very curious.
Okay, you got $800 now.
But you're
not curious about the 200? Why you upset about the 200?
Because I feel like
you've been robbed.
Okay.
Oh, what's owed to you? I mean, that's a slightly different metaphor as to what you're talking about. Mm-hmm. But yeah, nobody wants partial, even if partial is majority.
I'm about to say that's not partial. That's 80.
I mean, it's still partial. It's still part of the whole. I mean, but it's majority. Yeah, it's majority. And I think a lot of times people misconstrue. Like, you could be satisfied. Like, you could be satisfied with the 80. You could be happy with the 80. But that doesn't discount you wanting more.
Wanting is different than wanting and risking the 80
to get it.
To get it.
Yeah.
And I think that's what I'm preaching to. Of like, we're thinking we're risking the 80 to get the 100. But sometimes in life, we're risking the 80 to get the 20. And it's like, we don't view it that way. And like, I know in my life, there are things that I am very appreciative for. Mm-hmm. But I know my life wouldn't feel, I don't want to go to the extreme of worth living, but I know I wouldn't be satisfied without some things that I don't have right now, that I don't need, by the way. Mm-hmm. But it's just things that would just put the on life. That's like, this is a good life.
Maybe. I do wonder, and this goes back to our conversation about the satisfier versus the maximizer. Okay. It's like, how do you know? Because, like, maybe, like, what if you did have, let's say life was like a I don't know, like a trading card game. And you was like, you know what, I'm going to trade this good part that I have right now for that good part. Mm-hmm. How do you know after you make that trade that you might not miss that card that you traded more so than what you gained? Because I think a lot of times what happens is that people get used to the 80, that they forget that it's the 80. And it's like, because a lot of times people don't think, like, I think majority of people, if they knew they had 80%, like they really knew, they wouldn't really risk it.
100%, you're right.
And I think a lot of times it's like, they don't even notice the 80. It's just, oh, I don't have that 20%. And that 20% is what would make my life happier. Knowing that if they only had that 20%, they would probably be more miserable than they are now if they only have that 20%. But because they have the 80%, and all this, even me now just thinking about it, who's to say it's really 80%? Really, you deem it 80% if you want to or not. Like, you could say, like, you could be broke, homeless, this, that, and then you could figure out little parts of life that you could be happy for. Like, at least I got food yesterday. I mean, Sounds wild.
That's a little wild.
Well, at least you got food yesterday. At least you got your health. At least you got this. At least you got all these little things. And then you could say that's the 80% of life. But is it really? I don't know. Is you not having a jet? Is that not? Are you sure that's not the part that would make it 80%? Who knows? Or is life all about being satisfied with what you have now and then hoping or desiring more for yourself?
I think we're not honest as a society, some of us, when it comes to how we view life. Water, a place to live, something to eat. We view that, if we want to be honest, as bare minimums. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? We don't really view it as 50
or 60%.
Some countries, 90%. I'm not even joking with that. You know what I mean? Like that's 90% of what people want. Yeah. Some people are blown away by designer clothes. Excuse me, right? Yeah. That will see, I need to wear this, so I need to live this lifestyle. So you're kind of putting something on top of something that you view the bare minimum. Yeah. So that's why I'm I would agree with you if it was normalized to think that way. But in our society, if we were to be honest with ourselves, we wouldn't think that way.
What do you mean?
We would take advantage of the basic, I have someone, I have a brother, I have a big brother, I have a big sister. I have a place to live. I have a place to eat. If I need to borrow something, I'm able to call somebody to help me with something. Those are above average privileges, still. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. Like things like that. But almost everybody has a brother. Everybody have a sister. Everybody have a place to. It's almost because it's almost so much of the common man story. It's easy to look at it as not special. You have two sisters. You get what I'm saying? So it's it's almost like you kind of lose the value. And I'm only using brother and sister because that's most of the time. If you're not an only child, you have one of the other. Mm-hmm. There's a value, even with me being the youngest, of me having I have an older brother and an older sister. Mm-hmm. But because I can almost walk down the street and be like, do you have a brother? Do you have a sister? It's almost it's the bare minimum compared to somebody's life who they may be an only child, or they may not have a covering or anybody that they can lean on to help them. So that's why I say, as a society, I think we view those things that are in real life privileges and things that should push us beyond content. And we just view it as, it's bare minimum. We don't even measure it. It don't even go on the board.
But I think that's everything that's common. Because let's say you get the jet.
Okay.
The jet becomes normal in your life to a point where now it's not even measurable. It's a bare minimum. There's certain people that do first class.
So basically, hold on, don't move too fast for me. So basically, you're saying because I hit that level now becomes my bare minimum level.
I remember there was this person, his girlfriend, used to fly to Miami because she was a lawyer insurance trainer or something like that. Okay. She used to fly to Miami every week. So the weekend she would come up here in the DMV, stay for the weekend. And then during the week, she would, that Sunday she would fly back and stay there for a whole week. Mm-hmm. When she first got signed up with the job, she was talking to a lot of people and her, the people that have been there for a year or two, and they would talk about points and I can't do first class. She's like, yo, y'all is so snobby. Y'all can't do commercial no more. Y'all have to do first class. Oh, y'all got this points. I got this many points. How could they, And she said that after a year of flying first class repeatedly, she could never do commercial again. Mm. And she felt so bad admitting that to herself. And this is only 1 year. Mind you, let's say it was 5 to 10 years of her only flying first class. Her going back to commercial would be it won't be a privilege. It would just be I can't do this. And I think when you get to a certain level, you get to be around people that is common. It is like having a brother. It is like having food and water. It is like, because you're at that level where other people at that level are also enjoying those things. So if you have a jet, you're probably going to be with other people who have jets. Your friends are going to be friends who have jets. So now it's a normal thing in your world. So so that's why I'm saying, like, is this 80% even real? Or is this something that we just deem, because now, now the topic is it a jet? It's about, oh, I have a Charger, but I want a G5. I want a G6.
So basically, it's like I want a different type
I
of
want
jet.
the luxury jets. I don't want just a jet no more. And so the conversation becomes something that is always about what I don't have versus the things I do have, right? And I think the 20% is just things that, okay, I'm just not satisfied. I want more. And that's okay. You could want more. But I think that you need to be satisfied with what you have before you can want more. If you want more because you're not satisfied, I think that's where things get a little skewed. You should be like, I could do. There's certain things that maybe you shouldn't do, right? Like if you're in an abusive household, you shouldn't be satisfied with that. You should not want that. Okay. If you know,
but then he pays the bills and she cooks and things like that.
I get it.
She only hits me on Wednesdays.
Do what you feel is best. I'm not gonna tell you how to live your life. I just think if you're in that type of situation,
it's not worth it.
Yeah, it's not worth it. You know. So, but there's certain things, right? Like if you have a family, you have a wife that loves you. If you have, kids, beautiful, healthy kids. That's something to take joy in. And maybe you don't need the woman who is like, turning heads. Maybe you don't need the BMW. Yeah, you got a minivan. Mm-hmm. We got a minivan with two kids, two beautiful kids that love you. You got a minivan with, a beautiful wife that loves you. She might not be the most beautiful, but who cares? She's beautiful to you. I think, but the thing is, it's like, even, do I want to be Leonardo DiCaprio? This man had like 10 girlfriends in the last 10 years.
He probably happy.
Is he? We don't know.
I don't know, but I'm just saying.
But I mean, if you I don't know. And maybe he is happy. But for me, that's not the life I want to live. Yeah. It sounds good on paper. Like, oh yeah, he's dating all the gorgeous women. Not in my eyes. Shout out to all my people of that complexion. But he's dating gorgeous women to him, right? And his community, like, they're gorgeous.
I think he dated Rihanna.
He did?
I think so.
Golly.
As recent as like 3-5 years ago.
Yo, we gotta put Rihanna up there with Future, man.
What?
They are the what do they call it, man? The two most savage people in the industry right now, man.
Shout out to them.
Maybe Rihanna's probably more savage than, because Rihanna did that to Drake. Anyways, but yeah. So I think the thing that I worry about is that this 20% is never going to die. You could be a millionaire. You want to be a billionaire. You could be a billionaire. You want to be, the top. You want to be the richest person in the world. You could be the richest person in the world, and you want a new wife. It's like, it's like it never ends. You always gonna want more, and I don't know if that's wrong to want more, but I think it is wrong to not be satisfied.
So basically, you saying that from your previous example, I should be concerned that the $200 is missing from the $1,000 in the bank account.
Yeah,
but
at least you still got $800.
I shouldn't give the $800 back to the bank and tell them, give me my $200.
Yeah.
Without keeping the $800.
Yeah.
That sounds good, but I don't think I can do it.
What do you mean?
I'm not talking about my relationship. I'm just talking about life. It's just certain things that's like, listen, it may not have to be part of the 20. I may have to make my life 81-19. Or 82-18 or 90-10, but there's certain things that will make, and this sounds toxic, this sounds wrong, but it's honest. There's certain things in the 20 that is going to make me appreciate the 80 more. Sometimes the 80 by itself is not enough. Even though, in theory, in number theory wise, 80 is more than 20. But there's a certain things that you like, I just can't do without. Yes, I have this. Yes, I'm able to do that. Yes, he is this. Yes, she is that. You know what I mean? Mm. But there's something in the 20 that is going to make me appreciate the 80. As wrong as that may sound, yes. But this, I feel that way in certain things.
I have a friend.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead.
No, I'm finished for now.
I have a friend, Modibo. Shout out to Modibo. I remember when we was in college, and we was just talking about working hard and being successful and all that. And then I remember he was like, "Yeah." And then I asked him, I was like, "Yo, but what if it doesn't happen? Like, what if you don't be successful?" And he took it his time. He sat back, he looked up, and he looked, and he was thinking about it. He was like, "You know what? I'll get a job at Walmart."
I don't believe him. Modibo, I don't believe you.
He said, I'll get a job at Walmart, and I will be greeting everybody with the happiest smile in my face. I'll be a greeter, I'll be like, "Hey, welcome to Walmart. Hey, welcome to Walmart. Hey, welcome to Walmart." He said, as long as my family is healthy, as long as my wife is healthy, my kids are healthy, and they have food to eat every night, I think I'll still be happy with life. And it made me think about what is the bare minimum that I need to be happy. I think that's key, right?
Okay.
Like, not what do I need to make life the best, but what do I need, the bare minimum that I need to make sure I'm happy with life. And I think when more people ask themselves that, they know, okay, because I agree. I don't think, if you're not satisfied with life, then yeah, maybe there's something missing. Mm-hmm. But also maybe you haven't asked your question, what is the bare minimum I need? And if the bare minimum you need is just to have a safe environment for your family, you could do that without being the richest man in the world. Mm-hmm. You could do that without having a jet. You could do that without, sleeping with the most beautiful woman that the world has ever seen. Like, you could do that without all those things. And I think when you get those answers, and maybe you might not have the answers off top, right? Maybe there's something that takes years for you to develop. But when you get an answer, you're more able to stick with the 80 when that 20 comes around, and make more wise decisions where it's like, do I really need this 20? Am I willing to sacrifice this 80 for that 20? And it's like, no, this 80 has kept me. I'm not going to sacrifice this 80 for this 20, because this 80 is doing exactly what I wanted to do, which is the bare minimum to keep me happy. Or even more than that. Sometimes, you know what some people say? I didn't think I was going to live past 21. I didn't think I was going to live past 40. I didn't think I was going to live past 50. So right now, you got people living past in their 60, 65. They're like, this is I didn't think I was going to even make it past it. Everything's a blessing in their eyes. You got people who like, I didn't want to be rich. I just want to retire, pay off my house, and make sure my family was good. Yeah. And they're happy. Probably more happy than the person who's still working in their business, and they risking, losing it all because of COVID. So it's like, you just gotta figure out what it is that the bare minimum first. And then when you have that bare minimum, I think anything after that, you would even be more happy with than if you were to be like, this is something I need to make life just a little bit better.
I think that sounds good. And I believe Modibo believes that. Mm-hmm. But he gave a lot of caveats to being a Walmart greeter. Mm-hmm. And of course, that Walmart greeter is supposed to be a representation of something that's below what he is and what he ascribed to be. Mm-hmm. But he said, as long as my family good and as long as they have food on the table, if you're a Walmart greeter, potentially, you probably can't provide that. Mm. Do you get what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. You're giving caveats on top of caveats, mm-hmm. which to broaden out some more, you can't. at least in my eyes, say, hey, I am happy or good with whatever the result is. As soon as you say as long as,
it's
you
different.
You change the whole spectrum of the actual risk and the actual true possibility of you being on the street. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's a lot of caveats to like, oh, as long as no. Losing it all mean losing it all. You lose that job or like you do something potentially that can cause some stress on you. The stress on you can cause a stress on your relationship. The stress in the relationship can break the relationship. That breaks the relationship. That breaks the household. Now you by yourself. Now you're depressed.
That's very real.
So that's why I'm like, I get it. Yes, be grateful for the 80. I get that. Oh yes. Don't risk the 80 for the 20. I agree with that. I'm just talking about. I don't want to say that every man, but I'm just arguing on the other side, to where it's like, it's easy to say the bare minimum, but everybody bare minimum ain't the same. You know what I mean? Some people need more for their bare minimum for it to even reach that threshold and so forth. So that's why I'm like, yeah, it sounds good, but do we really believe that? Even in those type of examples, you're still giving some type of obligations or some type of, like, as long as you're still softening the blow. And I think for us, I think you're 100% right when you say we don't recognize 80 when we have it. That is 100% true. We don't even view it we just view it as, I don't have enough. Whenever we chase the 20, we just say, I don't have enough. And we don't view it as, if we are honest with ourselves, I think it would be accepted better if we was to say, hey, I'm gonna use a relationship just to make it just to make it relatable for everybody.
Yeah.
It's easier to go to whoever you with and say, I love that you do this. I love that you do that. I will also love if you was to do this. Besides going in with, you don't do this. Dude, you get what I'm saying? Like, and that's how I think I view life in like some way, or like I'm learning to revert, to turn it the other way to where I'm appreciative of 80. I have to acknowledge what I have first before I start pouting about what I don't have. You know what I mean? Because sometimes in the midst of while you're grateful for what you have, you be like, I kind of have what I'm asking for. I just don't have the luxury charter G36 or whatever the thing. It's like, but I have a way to get around.
Yeah.
I don't need a car at the moment, but I have a job. Yes, it's costing me, but I have a job that's able to pay me, and I'm able to get around. I got friends. It's like, so that's why I'm like, yes, I agree. It sounds good, but we're not that honest. Or pull it this. I'm brutally honest. I know I don't think that way. I'm trying to learn to think that way in my relationships and even in my everyday life, to just be like, hey, I like that you do this. I love that you do that. But I would love, like, there's a way that you may not get the 20, but I probably can squeeze a 7 out of the 20. You know what I mean? I would love if we were to try. Or
try what, you nasty boy?
Nasty bad. Right?
Nasty bad.
I would love if we was to try, but or me, just in my personal career and stuff like that, just being grateful and just be like, you know what? I hate this shift, but I didn't know there was a blessing in the shift that I got now compared to the shift I had before. So that's why I'm like, yeah, that 80 is good, but that 20, it glitters like gold, bro.
But it only glitters like gold because you have it. Because you don't have it, sorry.
Oh, I'm about to say, I don't.
It's the whole, like, the grass is greener on the other side. It's like, you know, let's say you want a Bentley.
I do want a Bentley.
You want a Bentley.
That's actually part of my 20.
You get the Bentley. You take it into servicing. And let's say this is just, you don't know, because you don't really know how much it costs.
I don't even know what it, for oil.
Man said $20K. 20K?
Like
for a tune-up?
I only drive this like twice a month.
Now this whole thing that you got, you're like, okay, I need to be more wise about how I drive it. Now you telling your friends. This is. I'm not saying like this is like you. But I'm just saying this is certain people's predicament. Now you telling your friends I can't go because y'all going to the city. I don't take my Bentley to the city. Or you saying like, hey, can you pick me up? It's like, damn, this is just as bad as when you didn't have a car.
Yeah.
And so it's like, I think a lot of times when you get the certain things, you only look at the positive that comes with it. Because when you get like, let's say you want to be in a relationship. People get into a relationship, they don't understand all the little things that come with it. They just hear the big things like don't cheat, communicate, love the person. It's like, well, what happens if her feet stinks?
What happened when she take the leftovers? Yeah, I said it. What happened when she take the leftovers, guys? That you had your heart, your taste buds ready for? Because y'all don't live together, so when she leaves, you just expecting like, oh, I have a piece of her in the fridge. I have the mac and cheese, the collard greens, the cornbread, the ham. And then you open it. Not only did she take the leftovers, she took your pot. She took my pot.
I want to say it's weird, but she did cook. She did cook it.
Logically, you're right. Logically, she's right. It's her food.
It is weird that you took leftovers from somebody else's house. But she did cook it. So both of it is weird.
But at the same time, you don't expect something like that to make you angry.
Yeah, but no, you're right, though.
Yeah.
It's like these little things. So it's like a lot of times people see the good in something that they don't have, now calculating in the bad that comes with it. And so I think, the 20, it glitters like gold, but you don't know there's poop right beneath it.
What?
Yeah, look at all these diamonds. Yeah, this looks so great. But it's like human feces underneath. And so soon you pull it out, you see just, who was that?
That's very dramatic.
I know. I can't think of something fast enough. So I just went with the nastiest thing. And
you could have just took your time. I could edit it to make it seem like
it's all good.
Okay.
It is what it is. It's out there now. But yeah, so it's like you don't calculate in the bad with the good. And because you're living with the 80%, you see the good and the bad. It's like the Don't Look Up with his wife. Yeah. One thing that I really liked was when the wife confronted, the main character and his mistress, and she started throwing the medicine. It's like, oh.
Basically, like, oh, y'all having a good time.
This is fun.
Yeah.
But when real life hits.
Here is his antidepressants.
All these drugs that I make sure you take, all the food that I watch when I call you at night to make sure you're okay and make sure you're good. I would support you. I'm like, hey, I hope you stick up for yourself. I hope you talk out. I hope you talk on the newscaster. Don't let your fear control you. All these things that I provide for you to make sure that you're the best human being you could be. Is you gonna lose that for this person who doesn't really care for you because you're having fun? And
I think because we're not appreciative, we view 80 as 50. And we risk it as if it's 50-50.
Yeah.
As if it's like
either or.
Yeah, exactly. But it's in life it's almost never either or. There's always like, even if it's slightly like 51 to 49, I think that's the math. It's like it's almost never even. So that's a better example than a human feces where don't look up with the medicine. Yeah, that's actually excellent.
No, thank you.
No, it really good because I actually was like, wow, that's actually because like that scene was small enough for you to just go past it. So I'm like,
no, that didn't affect me, but it was like, bro, you thought you was cool. Nah, bro, I'm the one who's making sure that you okay. Like, don't let this girl, because she don't know the real thing.
Exactly.
She don't know the real you. She don't know the bad parts of you.
She's only the superstar that's on TV.
About
exactly.
It. I accept you for all of you. And so I think, a lot of times when we see the 80, because we know about it, because he probably not having the time of the world with his wife. Just walked in there like she was like going to a PTA meeting, a parent teachers conference, where the mistress, she over here dolled up in the best dress, and so it's like these contrasting things. Yeah, the mistress looked great, but the real doesn't always look great, but sturdy. It goes back to that proverb in the Bible, like the man that built his mansion on sand, but the guy that built that house on the rock. It's like, yeah, it doesn't. Yeah, you took a long time to build this what looks like a shack.
Yeah,
and it wasn't luxurious or glamorous, but it was sturdy.
Yeah,
and I think a lot of times because you look at it and it's like it's not beautiful, it's not what I needed it to be. You just discount it, and then when you build you build your house on a beautiful house, but it doesn't have that foundation. Things don't work out the way you thought it was going to work out. So
let me ask you this question then, because I think you did a good job, actually an excellent job of portraying yourself as this grateful, I'm appreciative of my 80 type of guy. You made me the villain of the 20, but that's fine. I accept that. Would you say right now you are happy with the life you have right now?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm gonna test you. Do you have anything that you ascribe for in the 20 or like whatever lower number that is, that you could think of that can potentially affect your 80?
Mm-hmm.
Are you willing to share? Do you need time? I'll go with me first.
Yeah, go with you first.
Condo.
That would affect your 80?
Yeah, because I don't think my lady who's going to be my wife one day, I don't think she'll like the idea.
Does she know this?
That's almost a requirement. You're making it more than what I said. Only thing I said was
your lady
that I hopefully to be my wife one day.
You didn't say it like that.
I did.
You say that's going to be my wife one day.
Okay. Going to be hopefully okay. Right. Who is hopefully going to be okay. Who is going to be my wife one day. I don't think she's going to like me having a second home.
That compromise. You ain't risking it.
No, but that's not normal for somebody to be, let's say, in a marriage, because the condo is probably not going to come while I'm not married. The condo that I want at least, right? But I really want a condo. Like, I don't want a man cave. I want a man place.
Yeah, but that's not risking.
It's only risking if she doesn't like it or if your partner doesn't like it.
To what point?
What do you mean?
Like if she doesn't like it.
If you buy...
But she's going to live with it.
But she might not. Oh, yeah, she's not invited to the condo. She only invited sometimes, but it's like it's my empty space. But my thing is, if your partner doesn't like something, it may not risk it, but it makes the transaction a lot more stressful and a lot less, like, you taking the fun out of it, where every time I go here every Thursday, I gotta hear your mouth when I'm just trying to just spend a day with me playing games. That's all I'm trying to do.
You just gotta normalize it. Once you do it for a year, regardless how she feels, she's gonna be like, it's just something he does every Thursday. What can you do?
But that's only if you're with someone that appreciates the 80.
That's true.
If you with someone or if you're going through life that view what you do is wrong, and you're like, I'm just going to highlight that, then of course you getting a condo or you buying a vehicle without consulting your partner and things like that. It's going to see the transactions going to be less. It's going to be more stressful than like the latter. You wanted to say something?
Do you think, and not to make this sexist, but do you think women respect the AD more?
Yes. At first I was thinking logically, but like, because in my heart said yes, and my head started to try to debunk it.
That's why I was
like basically, like, my heart said yes, but in my head it was like, let's do some
calculation.
Let's do some number theory. You know what I mean? Like, I think women, and I can only speak of my lady.
Yeah.
We as men, since I'm speaking for my lady, I only speak for me. She does a great job explaining and being appreciative for the 80. And she also do a good job sometimes with saying what she needs, like basically her 20. Like, hey, I appreciate you're a good guy, but I like it when you do this, or like I don't like it when you do this, and like this is not sexual. This is just like as a person. Yeah. Like I have a way of talking to people. I have like a dry humor, kind of indifferent type of tone when I talk to people, and she like, don't talk to me that way. I like to be talked to that way. Yeah. But I can sometimes use the 80 in my favor to manipulate. Watch this, and be like, why should I have to change this thing you don't like about me, the small thing about me, when I do this, I do that, I do this? I'm using the 80 to try to prove why this is not why your 20 doesn't really matter. So that's why I say yes, because my first thought that came to mind was, yeah, they do. I think with me, at least how I think, I don't think like I want it all. But I think in societal, we was taught to be providers. Yeah. So it's like there is a go get it mentality that comes with being a male. Yeah. Then it's different. For the opposite sex.
Yeah, and I think also it's like the always doing better is more of a thing society has pushed on males. Mm-hmm. Like you always gotta strive for more. Yeah. Whereas I don't think the women get that same pressure in society. Like you I mean, until recently, right? Yeah. So like recently, a lot of women have been pushed in that direction, but for the majority of time, women haven't. Well, in majority of Western society, women haven't been pushed in that direction. So when you said like, you know, me getting a condom might, I don't know why, but I was like, I don't think any woman would leave their man for that. As long as they haven't been cheating in the past. I mean, if you haven't had a history of cheating, they probably accept it.
But how normal is it that people who are married live in separate houses? I'm not saying I live there, because people would easily just say, why don't you just get a man cave? Why don't you just get a basement? Like, why would you buy another house or like another place just to go there once a week?
But I think also it's like, if it's normal for you,
you have to normalize. Like it's not normal.
It's not normal, but
so you have to normalize it. That's why that's where the traction, that's where the stress come from.
But it's also like, oh, I see all my other friends who might be single or struggling financially or husband are not faithful. I don't deal with any of that. So if I have to, I think women do this a lot more. It's like, he's a good man. He's a good father. You know, even like, he might not be good to me, but he's a good father. Mm-hmm. And because he's a good father, I'm gonna stick in the marriage for him. And so I think a lot of times women have that idea. So I'm not, but I don't know. I'm not a woman, so I can't really speak on that.
I'm leaving something out. There is a compromise. That there is a caveat, because the type of guy I am, I'm not gonna buy myself a condo
without making sure,
without her having her dream house. Yeah. Like, because like it'd be crazy if we just live in a house and I brought myself a condo, and like my condo is way doper than like than the house that we live in as a family. I have a chef and 2 dogs in the condo. My girl just want 1 dog, you know what I mean?
Hey, you asked for 1 dog. It's like, why your shower automatic? You say you want a bathtub. One of them bathtubs you've been seeing on Pinterest. I got you the bathtub. Don't talk about my shower. Yeah, my shower's mechanical. Yeah, the shower be glowing up and lighting up in different pressures when I ask it to.
Yes, the water come out the walls and stuff like that. But that's the compromise that I feel like that is my 20. Yeah. That like that's part of my 20 that I'm like, I think I need that, because it's I want it to live the way I view it, and like I know it doesn't make sense in like to other people. A condo is something that I wanted for myself. Yeah. But because you was introduced to my life, whoever, I still want my dream of like having a brick wall condo.
Yeah.
And if I get it and don't like it, then like I guess that's the feces of the diamond that I just have to deal with.
Yeah.
But I really won't know until like I actually got it. I may not keep it. I may rent it out most of the time. Actually, I am gonna rent it out most of the time. But it's just the idea of like I wanted this. Not only was I able to do it, but I got my family a dream house. They don't need anything. I come here. I only come here because I come here once a week to get away and things like that. I have my friends come here once a week because I don't want my friends and people coming to my house where like my family is. That's kind of wild. But unless you're like close family, but if you want to hang out with me, you gotta hang out with me in my condo. But and I think she's willing to compromise because I started to normalizing it now.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? You just don't show up in the marriage
like, you know, I want a condo.
With the condo. You don't even talk about it. You just like, what's this? But since I've been talking about it since I was like 20, 25, since me and her be together, it's almost like, I feel some type of way, but can I be mad? He said he was going to do this like in his 20s. Have you thought of the one thing that's potentially like it's kind of irrational that's part of your 20 that you're like this?
No. I mean, I know I want to travel a lot. I don't know if that's
and is it something career wise, something personal?
Personal. I just want to travel.
Just travel.
I remember my uncle. He told me once, he's like, hey, man, make sure you get all the traveling out now while you're single, while you're young, because that's one thing I wish I could do before I had a family. And now I'm getting to the age where I might have a family in the next 2, 3, 4, 5 years.
Huh? Is that what you basically did with me?
Yeah, I mean, I guess. I didn't say with who.
Ooh, you gonna have a family, Jen? Oh my God.
My lady, that's going to be my wife one day.
That's
wild.
Ooh. Okay.
We heard it. But yeah, so it's like I'm probably gonna have like a family in the next couple of years. So it's like I might have to do that in the marriage. Be like, hey guys, hey Junior, hey babe, see y'all in 3 months.
Whoa, what? You gone for 3 months?
Unless they want to come, y'all want to come? Y'all want to come? Y'all could come. All right. But they don't want to come, you know what I'm saying?
Nah, I feel you. Anything else on the 80 or 20? I just feel like I am appreciative of the 80, but if we was to talk to the evil Kermit in the back of our heads, we all want a piece of that 20. We all trying to squeeze as much of the 20 out to add to that 80, you know?
Yeah, I think one point you made that I really want to stress is like sometimes you gotta just remind people of the 80, whether it's in a relationship, whether it's at work, whether it's at
or just remind yourself sometimes.
Yourself, it's like that 80% that you have, because you could be focused. It's human nature, right? It's like when things become normal, you no longer think about it as something that you need. It's normal, like you eating lunch or you eating dinner or eating breakfast. That's a normal thing. So you don't even think of it as a blessing. It's like, I'm going to eat later on tonight. Like, I'm going to go to the store and get some food. Like, it's not even like, I got food from the grocery store. I got apple today. Like, you don't think like that.
Yeah.
But I think you just got to continue reminding yourself, like, yeah, this is normal for my everyday existence. But let me not take it for granted. And you know, either in relationships or at work, sometimes you gotta remind your boss when your yearly reviews come up. Talk about yourself like, hey man, I led this. You know, when everybody else wasn't able to, I talk up. You know, I express my thoughts during meetings. And remind them of that 80%. You might not be the best coder, but you do other things that are valuable in the company that might be overlooked, right? So it's like, it's the same thing. And in relationship, one story I remember when you said that was that a story of this guy and his wife. And he had a company, and his wife wanted to put her name on the company. Even though, because she also worked in the company, but she didn't start the company, she didn't help find the company, but she works in the company. and she wanted him to put her name as owner of the company. And he was like, "Why would I do that?"
Why?
And she was like, "Why wouldn't you do that? I'm your wife." He was like, "But you don't get none of the business deals. You don't do. You answer the phones and you file some papers." It's like, "Oh, that's not a cool way to put it." So okay, cool. He's like, "Let me ask you something. When we first started, who was the breadwinner?" She was like, "I was." You were, right?
Mm-hmm. The wife.
Mm-hmm. And when I wanted to do some real estate stuff, I asked you for money. You agree with that? I might be messing the story up a little bit, but she was like, yeah, you did. I was like, cool. I gave you that money back, though, right, over the years. She's like, yeah, you did. Mm-hmm. But what I do with that money, I bought some real estate. I bought some other real estate, sold it. Bought another real estate, sold it, and bought you your dream house. And when I brought you your dream house, I did everything you wanted in this house, right? Correctly. She's like, yeah. Whose name's on the house? She was like, mine. Is my name on the house? She's like, no.
I know exactly whose story you're talking about. Shout out to David.
He was like, is my name on the house? She was like, no. Can I put my name on the house? She's like, why do you want to do that? Uh-huh. And so it was very interesting, but it was him reminding her of the
80% that.
And it's like, you don't have to take the whole thing. Just be satisfied with the 80, because at the end of the day, this house is yours. I just redid the bathroom for the third time on your house.
Redoing the bathroom is wow, bro.
In your house,
the least amount of room you spend time in, bro. That is wow.
In your house, so I think a lot of times you just gotta remind people of the 80% for them to really respect the 80%, because sometimes they might not. She was really getting upset.
And guess what? She probably felt very valid.
Yeah.
By like, why not put
my name
on like your company?
And it was like, well, you have your name on the house. And it was like, you know what? You're right, babe. I was tripping. Mm-hmm. You're right. You can have the company. I'm gonna have the house. And so I think it's just reminded, and it goes back to what you just said. Like, remind yourself of the 80%. And sometimes you realize in that reminder that, yeah, I might be tripping, trying to, go for the 20, and the 20 might not come back to me unless I sacrifice the 80. And it's like, am I willing to sacrifice the 80 for the 20? No, I'm not.
So I guess the lesson of this episode is, buy her the dream house, and you can do whatever
you want to do.
That's what I heard.
Yeah, no, that's a fact though. Buy her the dream house.
Buy her the dream house.
You can't cheat though. You can't. No infidelity.
Oh yeah. Oh man, so much caveats.
Yeah, no infidelity. Mm-hmm. No abuse. Like, what?
Keep your hands to yourself. You wildin', nasty man. Nasty man.
No hands. And then just take her out a little here and there. Spend some quality time. Women love quality time.
And you have to buy her dream, not y'all dream house.
Don't be like Will Smith.
Exactly. It has to be her dream house. I ain't saying you gotta go as far as only put her name on it, but her dream house. Listen here. She asked you, what color should we paint the living room? You be like, you paint it whatever color you love, because in the back of your mind, you got a plan. You thinking what color your condo will be, brother?
Oh, you thinking about that 3-month vacation you about to take?
I don't think that is crazy.
She got her dream house.
You calling me like, hey, how is my kids? I'm like, that's wild.
you FaceTiming like, they at my house.
I'm like, come home.
I'm babysitting though. It's like, they in my condo right now. It's like, damn.
I'll be like,
wait, what? But your wife can't even come to the condo. Got my kids in the condo, but your wife.
Nah, man. Blessings, man.